everybody. Today is January 9th, and I am going to do January 8th and 9th today. I kind of ran out of time yesterday before I had to go to work. So the chapters today will be Genesis chapter 18, verses 20 through chapter 19, verse 38. And for the 9th, it's chapter 20, verse 1 through chapter 22, verse 24, and that's in the Old Testament. These are talking about Abraham still. It's pretty much at the point where God is looking at Sodom and Gomorrah and how terrible they are and wicked, and he just can't allow that to keep going on, the two cities, the way they're acting. Lot actually lives in Sodom. So Abraham is crying out to God, asking him if there's any righteous. He starts off with 50. Would you spare the city? And God says yes. And so he goes down to even 5. And God said he would spare the city. But because no one has repented, he ultimately decides to destroy Sodom and Gomorrah. He does, however, send 2 angels there to get Lot and his family out of there before he destroys it. So he gives mercy to Abraham, part of Abraham's family, Lot, his brother, and spare their family. But even then, the wicked people of Sodom try to take the angels that came in, and it's just, I don't know, you can read it and see for yourself. I think it's kind of crazy how they were acting, and I don't know, it's kind of hard to read for me that people were so wicked that they even were after angels. It's like when it's an angel, you can tell it's an angel. I mean, really. So anyways, the angels led Lot, his wife, and his 2 daughters were the only ones that ended up leaving the city. Even their husbands would not come along with them. So they go out and they say, don't turn back and look behind you. But Lot's wife did, and she turned into a pillar of salt because they said not to look behind as the city is getting destroyed. I know I've heard that a lot. It's supposed to be kind of like a metaphor. And stop looking back because you're supposed to be looking forward. And so I think that's a pretty interesting lesson going out. I was trying to find the verse for that. That is verse 26, chapter, 19, verse 26. But his wife looked back from behind him, and she became a pillar of salt. So then even Abraham could see, he was far away from there, but as he looked down into the valley, because he was high up on a mountain, he could see that the fire and God's wrath were raining down on the 2 cities. He could see the smoke and the fire and brimstone. Anyways, and then after that, it looked like in the second part of it, in Genesis chapter 20, verse 1, Abraham and Sarah were traveling, and they went into a different land, and I think he was afraid, so he said Sarah was his sister instead of his wife, which I don't understand the whole deal of it, but anyways, he got into a whole mess with a ruler in another land, and that is Abimelech. but he was a God-fearing man. And so God came to Abimelech in a dream and told him what was actually going on, and don't touch Sarah because she is actually someone else's wife. And so he confronted Abraham and said, "What's going on? Why did you, pretty much lie to me and tell me that she was your sister?" And she confirmed it. And he just pretty much said that he was afraid that you would kill him for her because she's so beautiful, that he was going to take her as a wife, since they said she was his sister and not his wife. So, but it all worked out. God intervened and straightened it out. And then Abraham ended up coming out of there with animals and riches. And I don't know, what do you call it?